I know you've been asked about MMA and UFC a bunch of times, but I'm just wondering, was it ever close? Was there ever a time where you
It
actually
was.
really?
It was. Yeah, it was close, but and then I stood next to Joaquin Buckley this weekend. And I was like, all right, maybe I'm not cut out for this, right? There were three guys there that were there this weekend who all fought at my weight class. What I would have fought was 170, right? I won two world championships at 174 pounds, and I won five at 163 pounds. Well, when I started to show interest in the UFC, there were a lot of people telling me that I should be fighting at 155 pounds. I'm like, there's no chance. When I'm at 163 pounds, I'm literally 2% body fat. I'm not going down to 155 pounds. It's impossible. So I'm like, well, what's the next weight class? They're like, well, 170. But then I stand next to Buckley and Woodley and 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 Brady. Like these guys are massive. Buckley is weighed in at 194 pounds. I weighed in at 180 pounds. We'd be fighting in the same weight class. It just doesn't really make sense for me. And so that was kind of a big deterrent for me was the size differential. And they're like, well, you can do a catch weight. Well, if you do a catch weight, it's purely for the money and it's not for the glory and the honor of pursuing a belt. And so that was kind of one of those things where I'm like, well, does this really make a whole lot of sense? I'm getting older. I'm getting close to breaking the record, being the winningest American wrestler in history. This sport knows me, they love me, and I haven't really taken a ton of damage in my career. I should probably just stay in my lane and perfect my craft here. But I was close. I think in 2012, I really considered it, like heavily considered it. I'm like, I'm gonna win the Olympics. I'm gonna transition. But that was a time where the game was just different. And, it was a time where I'm watching a lot of guys from wrestling. I feel like that was the best time ever. From between 2012 and 2016 was the best time ever for if you were an American wrestler, former wrestler. Chris Weidman and Johnny Hendricks and Ben Askren and Kamaru Usman and Daniel Cormier and all these guys and Henry Cejudo. Watching these guys transition and freaking kill people and make tons of money doing it. And I'm like, man, I could do this. I could do this. I could win. I could be a champion. But it just wasn't for me. One of the hardest parts about growing older, Ariel, is that you have to let dreams die. Right. And there's certain things that when you're young and when you're hungry and you're fit, and you're talented and gifted, you believe you can do it all. I'm going to conquer the world. I'm going to go after this and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. But as you get older, you start to realize that, man, this may have passed for me. This ship may have sailed, and I may have to now reconcile with the fact that I'll never step into this forum that I once really dreamed of competing within. And so it's a bit of a death, right? Because I think I could have been great at it. But I also honor those guys. And I never ever, the last thing I ever want to do is demean or belittle the work and and the focus and discipline that these guys have to put in to be exceptional in that craft. I'm not that guy. I'm not just gonna step into that space and like, psh, I would have been a champion. I could beat him. I could take him down. But I think my skills would have translated really well into mixed martial arts. But I'll leave you with this. The last thing is, what was at the heart of why I wanted to go to MMA was it was the glamour. It was the celebrities ringside. It was the big paydays. It was the global recognition, and it wasn't the purity.
Hmm.
And and me being a Christian, me being a man based in spirituality and honoring Christ in my walk, I thought that that transition would be more about what I could get than who I could become. And I just don't think it would have been good for my faith, for my family, for my marriage. It just that lifestyle would not have been healthy for a family man.
I appreciate that answer very much. Did Dana or anyone at the UFC ever even try to convince you or talk to you in any which way or form?
No, but you know who I talked to? Ali. What's the sports agent?
Yeah, Ali Abdelaziz.
Abdelaziz, yep, Ali. I spoke with him for on many occasions, and he seriously, was like, "Hey, if you want to do this, let me shop you around. Who do you want to fight? We can do a catch weight. We can make this happen. Let me guide you. Let me lead you. I represent wrestlers and some of the greatest fighters in the UFC in the history of this sport. Let me help you make a lot of money for your family and become a household name." And so that was kind of as deep as I got into it. And I started training striking. I went maybe a 2 month span where I was training striking a few times a week. I was doing jujitsu and doing a bit of grappling. Um, but I had to really just kind of sit down, and it was a turning point in my life. I had to pivot and say, okay, is this real? Will this work? Does this make sense? And if not, I can't be half into wrestling and half into fighting. I have to go all in on either. And it just made the most sense to stick with what I already knew very well.
You made the right call. You will always be MMA's white whale, I feel like, because we've been talking about this for so long, but it all worked out.
Yeah, I would hope. I hope this. You know how they always have like, man, who would have been the greatest prospect
Mm.
that never did it? I hope that my name is always on that list
You're on mine.
for all time. Like if someone was like, man, name someone, the top 5 people that you think would have transitioned well to MMA that didn't do it. Like I hope that my name comes up on everyone's list.
It would have
That
been
would
incredible.
satisfy me personally.
Oh, well, you're on mine. For whatever it's worth, you're on mine.